Nice to meet you.
I'm Haley, nice to meet you. Michaela, hi, I'm Haley, nice to meet you. Michaela, lovely to meet you.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Growing up, I often heard the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And while I was a little bit skeptical as a kid, it served as a reminder that the products we provide our bodies is really important in our overall health. This aligns with Forest Essentials' strategic and main goals, which is providing high quality ingredients in their products to all consumers. My name is Michaela Bianco, and I'm thrilled to be here today as part of TACUBA Consulting and to be here with my colleagues.
Haley Scheimer.
I'm Sean Fritz, Nathan Dwalski.
And we just want to say thank you for providing us the opportunity to be here today. So, focusing on the question at hand, which is, in the current market, should Forest Essentials move internationally or focus their resources domestically? From this, we took three main analysis points, which is that the Indian market is currently stagnating, the use of social media and its impact in online shopping, and Gen Z and millennial presence in our market space. From this, we created the three-pronged solution, which is 1, enhancing e-commerce presence, 2, supporting brick and mortar growth in the UK, and 3, modernizing our extraction processes. From this, we hope to reach 3 main impacts, which is increasing overall web visits, revenue, and manufacturing efficiency. Now, regarding our company overview, we have a really strong value and mission whenever it comes to providing our consumers with the most ethically sourced and corporate responsible products. We have a diverse product line, and we have a very unique manufacturing process that starts with our own raw materials sourced by us all the way through our strategic extraction process. Now for our global presence, we have a really strong stake currently in the Indian market with approximately 30% in that market, as well as a considerable market share in the UK e-commerce market. We also wanted to consider some of our global market drivers, which is the acquisition of green labels, the movement of larger, more competitive brands into our space, and the launch of inclusive brands. Now, to return to our question, we have 3 main areas of focus. The first one is going to be tailoring adaptation to reach our younger market, specifically through social media presence and strategic placement. Second is going to be supporting our brick and mortar presence through strategic product placement and presence in those locations. And lastly, we'll be modernizing our extraction processes to improve product efficiency and quality across all of our batches and products. We came to this conclusion after realizing our opportunity within the market, which is to overall just really expand internationally for Forest Essentials based on our strengths, weaknesses, and market drivers. Now we're going to begin moving into our 3-pronged solution that will balance our values, vision, and mission in order to help us win on the international level as much as possible. These are going to be enhancing our e-commerce presence, supporting our brick and mortar across the UK, and modernizing our extraction to support sustainable scaling. I'll now pass it off to Haley to discuss a little bit of our first prong.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michaela. As you just mentioned, we will first be discussing how we will be investing in the enhancement of our e-commerce platform. So the emergence of the e-commerce platform has been so immense in the past few years, especially being in a post-COVID world. And this market is approximately $6 trillion right now, with 57% of consumers saying that they shop e-commerce internationally. Looking more specific at our market that we're in, the beauty retail industry, we can see that our consumers are obtaining these products primarily through e-commerce, with especially retail being second, which we primarily focused our company in the past few years. But while we already have a modern website, we also have an active Instagram portfolio with over 270,000 followers. So we would like to target social media influencers through infiltrating the social media market. Right now, Instagram retains the largest brand amplification platform with 58% of market share and $16 billion in the media impact value. We'd like to target these influencers through 4 key steps. First will be targeting. We will be targeting 50 influencers to post 5 posts per year within the UK. And although we're just doing the UK, we know that social media is an international platform and our posts will be able to reach a global impact. Next, we would like to formulate. we would like to work with these influencers to create unique posts based on their own brand, aligning with our own company values. We'd also like to negotiate this compensation with them. Next will be implementation. We'd like to ship our products to them so these influencers can obtain our product, not only create posts with them, but also fall in love with these products like we have since the beginning. And last, we would like to repeat this. We want to continue to build this influencer portfolio so that we can continue to grow the social media market and take this data and fix our strategy based on things that we have learned. And to implement this strategy, we're going to need to create an internal social media marketing team. Within India, the current salary for a seasoned professional is 750,000 rupees. And we would like to hire a manager with at least 5 years of experience so that they're able to quickly build this team and implement within the next few years. And we're looking to hire within India, not only because it's cost effective, but so that they can work closely with the current management and owners in India. And lastly, we have 3 goals that we would like this team to accomplish. First, we want them to connect with these influencers. Next, we want to harness that positive social media attention. And last, we want to create brand awareness so that everyone knows who Forest Essentials is. So talking about compensation and deliverables, we will be targeting our micro influencers so that we can watch their brand grow as naturally as our company has. And we also believe that targeting micro influencers will be the most cost effective. We've come up with this compensation based on current market values, and we believe that we should compensate these influencers for all the work that they are doing based on these posts. Here are some examples of free product that we will be sending them based on the buzzwords currently in social media. And here's a quick example of a company that has seen an immense positive impact based on these ads. And last, we just want to talk about our implementation timeline. This directly correlates with the goals that your business has to enter markets in the next few years. So as we discussed, we'd like to develop a social media marketing team. We'd like to identify these influencers and build that network. Then we'd like to ship the product and then evaluate and see how we did from there. All right, next I'd like to pass to my colleague Sean for prompt 2.
Thank you, Haley. So as you mentioned, we'll now be moving into the second part of our solution, which is supporting brick and mortar growth in the United Kingdom. But before we get too deep in the weeds, let's take a step back and look at how we've currently expanded into the UK thus far. So first of all, we anticipate opening 12 physical locations in the UK by 2024. And our company has targeted areas like London, Manchester, and Birmingham, just major metro areas throughout the country. Now, we are aware that our company saw a 17% decline in revenue during 2020 to 2021 in lieu of having trouble maintaining some of these stores. But we want to mention that this happened during COVID. Our market analysis shows that there's been a V-shaped rebound for the Ayurvedic products in the UK, and the need for physical stores still exists. So, what's the opportunity if we're going to strengthen and support our presence in the UK through these brick and mortar stores? Well, first let's evaluate some of our previous preferences for expansion. In the past, to capture a large share of the Indian market, we used B2B sales by placing our products in hotels and spas. And we know that Forest Essentials has continued to work with hotels on an international level, but has had a lot of trouble translating this into physical transactions within their stores. Now, as we mentioned earlier, there's been this V-shaped rebound, which has led to an increased Ayurvedic market of 50% in the last year. And we are aware that we could expand quickly. We could take advantage of this V-shaped rebound by putting ourselves in multi-brand shops or pharmacies. But the big thing that we want to stress is, yes, our creator believe this, and it's even more important to our customers that we are not putting our product on the same shelves as low-quality Ayurvedic products. Otherwise, this will dilute the prestige of our company. So, why use Ayurvedic spas? Well, our market considerations show that there's a large presence of Ayurvedic spas in the UK, and our customer considerations show that this will continue to grow. Gen Z is 5 times more likely than boomers to prioritize products focusing on sustainability, diversity, and inclusion. And these same demographics are becoming increasingly conscious of personal health and wellness, which is the main driver in the uptake of spa usage in the UK. So, I know what you might be thinking, maybe expanding through Ayurvedic spas might be a little too niche, but actually lots of Indian companies have done this in the past. One example of this was in 2019, when an Indian Ayurvedic-based company, Estetica, partnered with Spa Vision to make this happen. This started when Estetica just started by providing products for use in Spa Vision's clinics, but as customer experience quickly increased, Spa Vision made these products available for sale. And now today, Spa Vision uses Estetica as a main product during spa consultations on an international level. So that's great, but what were some of the impacts for both sides? Well, first of all, it allowed Spa Vision to serve as new clients. Their director stated that the partnership with Estetica allowed them to offer unique, tailor-made decisions and service a more diverse range of clients. Estetica was also able to reap benefits. They generated a 13.6% increase in unit sales over the next 3 years as a result of this initiative. And then Spa Vision quickly pushed to a broader audience. We mentioned that they brought this to an international scale, but it also gave Estetica access to different kinds of spas, wellness centers, and independent therapists. Now, looking at this from an overall implementation point of view, we'll start in the first year by initializing retailing relationships and kind of just building initial relationships to actually put our products in these places. After about a year, we'll begin product placement and usage in UK Ayurvedic spas. After about a year and a quarter, a year and a half, we'll use the relationships that we've been strengthening over the past year to develop promotional partnerships that are best catered to our customers. And then in the last year, we'll evaluate results for brick and mortar stores, and we'll look to expand to other countries in Western Europe. And I'll be passing it off to Nate, to my colleague Nate, to cover our third one.
Thank you, Sean. For our third prong solution, we have modernizing extraction to support sustainable scaling. Through that, we are going to Force Essentials is a leader in the Ayurvedic industry and is at the luxury forefront. However, in the past couple of years, they have taken an approach to more sustainable method and single source ingredient sourcing. Through that, they have developed an authentic branding perspective, as well as developing a loyal customer base, having that from raw ingredient to that finished product within the consumer perspective. As for Estée Lauder, we realized that they have a 40% stake within Force Essentials. So we believe that combining both Force Essentials quality perspectives and Estée Lauder's stake in the health and wellness industry towards overall skincare products, we believe that we can implement Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt certification at Indian manufacturing plants for Force Essentials, not only increasing sustainability, however, moving forward with overall cost decreasing perspective. For the implementation of the Yellow Belt certification and a little bit more about it, is an entry-level role within Lean Six Sigma, and it goes towards a DMAC implementation process. And anyone at an entry level can come into the Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt who is interested in the methodology and has a passion for learning towards a more lean perspective, cutting down on overall lead times. Through this recommendation, we're also going to be implementing a digital monitoring system in the near future, updating the real-time data to run as lean as we possibly can, and push towards more waste management approaches to decrease those. Throughout that recommendation, we are also going to be honing in on our entry-level perspectives, knowing that our C-suites and manual positions foster that culture of sustainability. We want to bring that down to the entry level, use Yellow Belt certification to push that environmental friendly impact at Force Essentials. For some expected results, we're going to have a 15% decrease in operational costs through Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt, as well as a 25% increase in our new raw material extraction method, which is supercritical fluid extraction, otherwise known as the SFE process. Through this process, we are going to be pulling essential oils that are used in Force Essentials daily ingredients, being deodorant, skincare, and lotion. This will extract the process a lot more faster, around 10 to 16 minutes through pulling essential oils. Before, it usually takes Force Essentials 1 to 3 days to pull these essential oils, so we are cutting down tremendously on lead time. Throughout this process, we're going to be we're going to be using pressure and heating through carbon dioxide, which is the most common solvent used. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Heating something like this up to a very high level might decrease bioavailability and ingredient levels. However, throughout the National Institute of Health, we have realized the capabilities of this are much further than that and can go further into the future towards sustainability, as well as implementing supercritical fluid extraction in a manufacturing and industrial part might pull away from sustainability, but rest assured, going forward to this direction in the future will not only create that relationship with Estée Lauder for a more cost-effective approach, but hone in to Force Essentials capabilities towards a more sustainable future, both through our customer and the earth. For implementation timeline, we're going to be looking from 2023-2024, implementing that yellow-green belt, along with the implementation more of a pilot program towards the SFE process within our plans, and then further on analysis through overall surveys and process systems into the near future. Moving on, I would pass my colleague Michaela to alternative considerations.
Thank you. To quickly touch on alternative considerations, we have 4 main ones that we looked at, that being intensifying domestic focus, recruiting an Amazon presence, physical store expansion, and just reinventing manufacturing as a whole. However, this didn't really align in terms of feasibility, impact, and company values, but luckily our recommendation is right in the middle in balancing that for us. Now to discuss risk mitigation, we in order to avoid an over-reliance on a single platform, we plan to have a diverse omni-channel strategy to help improve that risk, as well as UK market research in order to solve misalignment with UK consumer preferences. We also will mitigate our last two by ensuring strict quality control processes and specific benchmarking and possible phased implementation to eliminate our last risk. Now I'll be passing to Haley to finish this out.
And lastly, we just have some quick financial impacts. The main thing we wanted to focus on was an increase of $121 million in revenue over the next 5 years. This is just a quick cost breakdown of our financials, but thank you so much for your time, and now we would love to answer any questions that you have for us.
Good job.
Right on time.
Got 10 minutes for Q&A and
Yeah, can you
feedback.
go back to your financial slide?
Of
Let's stay on
course.
that. Who's your customer and your target for the market that you're looking at?
Sure. So our main target customer is within the UK, specifically within Gen Z and millennial. We want to fill in on those younger demographics. We've had a lot of opportunities in India with the older generations, and we know that older generations in other places have started to adapt to us, where we see the biggest drivers, in one of the areas that we're targeting and one of the things that our company is promoting, or I guess a better way of saying it, the biggest emphasis between us and our customers is within Gen Z and millennials.
And so is the price or the revenue based on what price, what products?
Yeah. Do you mind, I'm gonna switch, we have another breakdown, here, do you wanna?
Scroll,
Should I just-
scroll, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just pull it around. Okay, so we have a quick financial impact. This will be based on the cost per post, and this is based on that Gen Z and millennial. This is more so tailored to the influencers, but we have we have an estimate for customer outreach. And so again, this is towards number of influencers, number of posts, and how we hope to engage that and the impacts we get from the audience engagement. This is all based on market values and percentages as well.
And Gen Z truly does care about cruelty-free and vegan approaches to what they're putting on their body. There's been a 35% uptick with that in the last 5 years. So we're looking to hone in on that market and increase our capabilities of that holistic approach with Force Essentials even further.
That was UK brick and mortar and e-commerce?
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and you had, you said 12 stores by 2024?
Yes, and that's the current company initiative. That's not what our plans. That's not what our plan is projecting. That's what the company wants to do. There's already some stores in the location. They're looking to add a few more. But as we mentioned as well, we've seen some struggles with those stores, mainly attributed to COVID and external factors.
Go for it.
I was thinking of difficult. I guess decreasing costs, that was one of, I saw that was kind of maybe focused on utilizing the efficiencies of SC Lauder and their plants as far as the whole process of manufacturing, maybe even getting not pure but constant, I guess volume in manufacturing to hit the inventory and in-stock positions. But I guess my question is, what was it going with this?
No worries.
I guess my question is, currently, is that in-stock position an issue as far as changing the whole manufacturing process in the timeline we have in order to keep the luxury item in Gen Z as far as quality and sustainability and natural? Will that be an impact to them as far as your customer?
Yeah, so throughout Estee Lauder, they have been developing an R&D development within Force Essentials, and then through that, we are using that superficial fluid extraction method within them and developing that pilot program. So essentially, it's a test method within Gen Z, and we're going to push that further. And then in 2026 and 2027, we're going to analyze what's been going on with that pilot program through the implementation of that Six Sigma Yellow Green Belt certification, which will prove sustainability and increase efficiency toward that environmental friendly approach. So knowing that our entry-level employees have that understanding and that methodology towards that method, we're going to be using that extraction, pairing that with the Lean Six Sigma Yellow Green Belt to push towards Gen Z's even further.
And just for quick clarification as well, was part of that question also in regards to how do you think our customers are going to be reacting to this change in process?
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. So that's something that we wanted to address as well. And obviously, I think the main component behind this decision is the fact that Estee Lauder does own 40% of our company. And we've seen previous examples. One example is in the last few years, the initiative that they have with packaging. They wanted to completely modernize our packaging, and it was something that we pushed back against. But we know that we're going to have to make concessions for innovation in the future. And on top of this, our company does value itself as an Ayurvedic traditional company, but it also values itself as one that's innovative and willing to modernize. There are tons of ways that you can take this, but the extraction process is the best way to take it because one, it doesn't jeopardize quality at all. Two, we already have this presence in this R&D development going on in one of our factories. And three, it also contributes to the sustainability aspect of scaling. As we continue to scale, we can't continue to just extract through traditional methods. We'll never have the ability to scale our company to full extent. But if we're taking on something like this, it meets the sustainability goals that our customers are also interested in, and while still balancing the Ayurveda practices throughout the rest of our process.
great, thanks.
Of course.
So do you think the CEO would agree to that because they've been doing so much by hand, the chanting? I mean, that is very much a part of their process too. How are you going to convince her to adopt this?
I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to the fact that our CEO started this company with the idea of, yes, she wanted to provide Ayurvedic products and wanted to promote the Indian values that she holds dear, but she also wanted to do so in a sustainable way. If she wants to continue making money, she can. If she wants to continue making money, she has a choice of either continuing to remain with the same extractor, with the same process, while the companies around her continue to innovate and capitalize on the opportunity, or she can continue to enhance her company in a way that best drives what the customers are asking for.
And I think that's also reflected in the relationship with Estee Lauder and the decision to sell 40% of our company to them. Obviously, that was, I'm sure, a very big part of her decision making is will selling out to this large brand, pull back on our values and sort of ruin that production process. But luckily, the partnership has allowed for us to not only take advantage of processes that they're already using that are economically and ecologically sustainable, but it also provides us the opportunity to progress and eventually expand internationally.
And at the end of the day, our company is based on Ayurvedic principles, which state you should give back to the earth more than you take. And if this is the most sustainable approach to production, then we will be adhering to the Ayurvedic principles.
I have not read it detailed too. Was cost an issue or
So,
supply chain
Within-
operational?
yes. Necessarily, cost of goods sold or cost of produce was not an issue. It was more so within making sure that we have the stock available. The biggest problem was making sure that the raw materials were getting to the place and being manufactured quickly enough to meet our customers on the shelf.
You said that 70% rebound in stores, sales as far as post-COVID.
Sorry.
And then, and how much was it e-commerce post-COVID?
It was an uptake of 27%, especially within the UK.
And sorry, I have nothing to say about this. I'll cover it.
And then, the opportunity said B2B in spa, hotel. And what's your strategy ongoing for that as far as results?
Sure. So we have. Is it okay if I? So sorry. You're all the way back. So as far as the spas go, sorry. As far as the spas go, what we're mainly looking to do is start in the same geographic areas where we're placing our stores. So we know that we're placing our stores in these large metro areas, London, Manhattan, and Birmingham. We've also seen these emerging hotspots where Ayurveda clinics in the same spots.
Wow.
So the idea, yes. So the idea would be to surround our stores with Ayurveda clinics. One example of this, and I can kind of exemplify what our vision for this was through our customer path to purchase. I can go all the way back. Okay, we kind of anticipated being able to click through this, so sorry about this. But if we can kind of exemplify our vision for a strategy of how we were going to place these, let's start off by looking at an example customer, Peyton, who's a 23-year-old agency professional who's ever more interested in his personal well-being in the setting. So one day Peyton wakes up Friday morning before work, he has no more facial cream, okay? He's automatically come up with this recognition need. And at work, he sees a micro-influencer using Forest Essentials cream on Instagram. He doesn't think all too much about it. He might like the photo, but that's really the full extent of it. After that, on his way home from work, he passes by our store. He might walk into the store, but the big thing that's happening here is brand awareness and knowledge. What we're really driving at with the placement in these spots is the next day, Hayden wakes up Saturday morning, it's a beautiful day. Why not go visit a local Ayurvedic spa? 24% of Gen Z millennials are willing to try new products. So he goes and visits a spa, he loves his experience, purchases something on the way out the door, tells his friends all about it. And the big thing here is that spas will have to sell at a higher rate than our brick and mortar stores will. So as he enjoys his experience and as he's telling his friends about it, he can get the product cheaper in our brick and mortar stores.
Do you have any financials on the spas, B2B play there, or?
We had brief financials based more on the shipping of to these spas. Although we're already shipping to the UK, we know that we're going to want to ship in bulk to these spas so that they have inventory available. We looked more so into shipping container costs from India to the UK just based on ports. Let me see if I can find that breakdown.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You thought about it?
Yes.
That's actually it for questions, guys. So I don't know if the judges want to give you your feedback.
Feedback, I think you guys, a lot of positives I have, I think, it went like the slides too fast, maybe. We couldn't absorb what you presented, like one was already gone. The slide was already gone, so maybe slow that down some. But I really like the way that you did a lot of benchmarking. I like the fact that you showed the Estee Lauder, like how you combine and strengths and like from manufacturing and everything, even the brand. I mean, it just was good as far as how you dissected. Number one, you dissected your customer. That was like in depth, like who is your customer? Then you went to strategy on how to grow the business, and then using Estee Lauder as far as what they have in place, what qualities they have to keep it sustainable, and the dissecting of the retail category or industry. I think that you had. I like the way you keep the luxury, the high-end product. You kept it at that level. The Six Sigma was awesome as far as on the production side. I know now, working with a lot of natural product industry manufacturers, that's one of the things as far as that's the future these days. And then you have you can measure. You had actually a year that you were going to measure that implementation. Decrease cost, pop-ups on the marketing side, boutiques, and I thought that was great. As far as e-commerce and brick and mortar, and then modernizing extraction, I think based on those three pronged effects, you presented it really well. You had all the backup research and plan, marketing strategy. So overall, I thought was great. I thought you dissected. I thought you took the case study and ate it up, and then just went basics on who is your customer and how to do it. So great.
Thank you.
I'd add to that, you definitely had done your homework, the whole Lean Six Sigma stuff, and the CEO too. I was like, okay, you guys have done this, obviously lots of research. I'm not gonna say anything to your guys' business, give any feedback on that, because I think check the box, you guys have shown that you know how to think holistically about a business and do all the financials and all of that. What I would say is, I like that you guys thought about some unique ideas, unique ways to go to market, and they were all in a flywheel aspect. So it was trying to leverage existing assets and existing strengths, thinking about how each tactic is going to feed in and help each other and reinforce, and I think that's very good. And show that you knew who you were targeting, you knew your business, all that. I think that's very strong, and it's a nuance that's really hard to do in business, but you definitely have shown that. The other thing is I like that you went outside of the case. The case gave you the foundation, but you guys went off on your own to find potential costs, proxies, comparisons. I like that you anticipated objections and already kind of worded those. I got this, and that was good. The few additional comments I would say is, I think you said it less is more. You went very fast. Some of the slides, they were like 5 different data points to say one thing, just say the one thing. This case is also a very visual oriented brand. It would have been nice to have some more of those visuals. Yeah, or the product, just throw some of those in every once in a while, especially with a spa, like, okay, show me the spa. What does the spa look like? I think that would be the only kind of 2 things on the improvement side.
I have clients in this industry that would hire you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much for your time.